What is up, guys, and welcome to a brand new freaking video. How are y'all doing? You doing good? Because I'm feeling, honestly, not that great, but it's COVID. Everybody's doing stuff inside. I just got off a bunch of Zoom calls, work, blah, blah, blah. You guys don't care. You don't care, and I don't care either. So we're just going to get on. We're going to talk about my craziest sex experience using Bumble. What should we call her? Jennifer? Sure, we'll call her Jennifer. I was talking to this chick on Bumble called Jennifer, okay? She was just like, what kind of kinks are you into? I'm not really into like a bunch of like super kinky stuff. Really, I'm really not, the basics. But, nothing like too extreme. You know what I'm talking about, okay? She was like, do you like knife play? I didn't know what knife play was. And I'm being brutally honest with you guys, I really didn't know what knife play was. Told her that I wasn't really sure about it and blah, blah, blah. So she left me on red. Didn't message me, right? So I was like, okay, whatever. Not a loss anyways. She was weird into that weird stuff, and that's not for me. Swipe to the next person, And plus, I was trying to honestly find something real on Bumble. I wasn't looking on Bumble to just hook up anyways. I get a message 2 days later from her. Now, I thought that we were done. It was over. We were done talking. The conversation was, split, done. No. Apparently fucking not. She said, hey, you should come over. I know we left off on some weird terms, but you should just come over and we should hang out and stuff. So I'm thinking, okay, well, we're just going to hang out, right? Because that's what she said. She said that nothing about no knife play, weird ass shit, okay? Tells me to go into her room. So I go into her room and I'm laying on the bed. And she starts like taking my clothes off. And which is really weird because she fucking when you take somebody's clothes off, right? This is how you already know the person's a fucking weirdo. When you're taking somebody's clothes off, you usually start with the shirt or the pants, not the fucking socks. She starts with my socks and then takes my pants off. She gets them like half down, then she's like, oh wait, 1 second. I didn't even ask you. This is a prime example. Okay, so I know these are just pants, but pretend it's like, like those painting sets? So inside the painting set, you'd have like all of your paintbrushes, and then it folds up, right? Like this. And then, so it looked like something, she pulled out something like this, basically, that looked like wasn't pulled out from underneath her bed, right? Like a paintbrush set or something. But instead of it being paintbrushes, you guessed it, it was fucking knives, right? So she's pulling it out, unraveling them, and kind of just on the bed. And she like looked at me, kind of like smiled, and was like, so, like, what's your kind of choice? I'm like, choice? I'm like sitting there, I'm just like kind of feeling all the tips of the knife, seeing which one's like the dullest fucking knife. Touching them all. Nope, too sharp, way too sharp. Every knife was literally like pre-sharpened, okay? This is some psychopathic shit. Now, I don't judge anybody for whatever shit they're in, but I already told this chick from the get-go that I wasn't into this weird shit. And now there's knives on the bed. I'm feeling the knives. No knives are dull. No, not for me, okay? Not fucking for Blake. It's just not for me. I'm thinking, I keep stalling. I'm like talking to her. But I'm also like, this one, I start getting to talking about the knives, basically. Trying to think of fucking anything at this point. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom really quick. So I remember that. So she was sitting on the bed like, here's me. She's sitting like on her knees, basically like this, and here's the knives rolled out. So when she showed me the knife, she had her arm, basically here's my one leg, my other leg's over here, right? So in between my legs, kind of, at the bottom of like the calf part. And she's showing me the knives, asking me all these fucking weird questions, and I'm just fucking trying to stall. So when I go to move my leg up, it pushed on her arm. She's like, where are you going? I kind of did it in like a frantic way. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, come on. When somebody is acting in that sort, they're probably not into what the fuck you're doing. Nobody's gotta go to the bathroom that bad. Well, never mind. But in that situation, I feel like you would get the hint. Didn't get the hint. I heard one of my friends call me, and I was like, and I pretended it was my dad, and I was like, my dad's on the phone. He says I gotta get home. It's an emergency. She's like, oh, you're already leaving already? I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, not into it. Like, I gotta like go, like, I get what you're doing, but this isn't my situation. Trying to like be nice about it and not be judgmental, but still get the fuck out of there because no, fam. No, that's fucked. That's fucked up. So she basically ends up talking to me again. Gets me to come back in the room to talk, you know, for a second. She's like, well, before you leave, let's just talk, you know, let's not make this a weird thing. And I'm like, okay, you know, understandable. So, like, I remember that I laid back on the bed, and then she, like, gets over on top of me, and I was looking at her, and I know what the whole thing was. I thought when she said she was into the cutting thing, I thought she meant that she was the one that likes to get fucking the slicing. No, there was not a fucking cut on her. Not a little fucking scratch. Not a goddamn thing, dude. I was looking at her legs and her arms. Nothing. She was the slice and dicer. She wanted to slice and dice me. She wanted me to pick a knife to get... Seriously, that's serial killer shit. Because really think about it. You invite imagine a guy does this instead, okay? A guy's like, hey, yeah, you into like the knife play shit? Yeah, whatever. Gets a girl over to his house. Well, now it's so much easier for the fucking supposed guy that has this knife kink to really be a fucking serial killer. And he gets you down. He's like, oh yeah, what kind of knife you like? Oh, this one? Abla, abla, abla. Serial killer shit. I'm sweating. Got myself worked up. If somebody says that they're into some shit that you're not into, just don't even give it a second chance. Just ignore, block the situation. Like this. She could have potentially say I was like saying like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Imagine if I would have done that, and then she really would have just sliced and diced me, cut me up, threw me into some garbage bags, drove me to the middle of the ocean, tied some rocks to those garbage bags, threw the garbage bags with the rocks attached to them in the ocean, and then I sank to the bottom of the ocean. And to this day, I'd be at the bottom of the ocean. I'd be dead. This video wouldn't be here for proof. Well, anyways, that's the video. I did end up getting free. I did end up leaving. The second time, once I got back in the room, I just basically was like, listen, I really have to get to my dad's house. I really got to go. It's an emergency. And I ended up leaving and went straight to my friend's house. Yeah, so that's my crazy, scary, sexual Bumble experience that I hope nobody else has. And if you do have it, I hope that you're into it, because this guy right here, I'm going to have to take a big, hard pass. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more storytime videos, make sure to click the big like button and comment down below. And until next time, guys, I love you guys all so fucking much. Peace out.